Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well today. I'm not wearing any makeup, but I slept okay. I have some good news. I found a working Fitbit in my house. So I mean, an older one, but it works, it seems. So this is good news. And I charged it. It told me I slept like shit last night, and that's all I want. That's all I want. Just a little affirmation on that. Like, yeah, bitch, it sucked. That was a rough one. Um, I'm sort of joking, sort of not. With my brain, the way that it works, it just sometimes doesn't believe things. Even like if I do a long workout, it does not count unless I'm wearing a Fitbit because I'm not a accurate memory keeper, I guess. That's why I write things down and like take pictures of everything. Anywho, I hope everybody's doing well today. We have count them, two videos that we are going to be participating in the creation of. Lives, Paisley, come on now. Um, Hi, Mayor. Uh, two of them. Oh, the first one is this Sunday Court Watchers Anonymous meeting, which you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're going to watch some court. I have so much court. I literally picked something at random. We'll see if it's good. We'll see if it's bad. We'll see if it's literally got no audio, and yet we'll watch. No, I'm just joking. And then we have our members only meeting, and members only is going to be fun this week, especially if you are American, I would imagine, because we are going to be reacting to, or I will be reacting to, along with you, a video of some British people trying, amongst other things, biscuits and gravy for the first time, and also iced tea, which I thought was actually the most hilarious part about the video. It's from a huge channel and a channel that I like to watch. So definitely going to be a fun time to react to that together. If you don't know, biscuits and gravy mean something different in most of the rest of the world. So sausage gravy and like scones or biscuits is not a normal meal outside of wherever it originates from, I guess, and now is prolific in Estados Unidos. And I'll be clear, I make it now. I like it. It's delicious. Like, besides the point, that's not what we're here to talk about. That's at members only. Oh, I had the door open earlier, and there's a fly. Anywho, I hope that, like I said, you're doing well. Let's put on the court, shall we? We shall. It's Judge Remote Control. He controls the remote in this courtroom. I have a question. I have a question. Why is this muted? Settings. Huh. Why is the audio button disabled? We've done this before. Let me remove it. I thought we heard it earlier. Settings. I just looked at the settings, Paisley. You just looked at them. Let's see. All right, let's try something else. Maybe.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, there you go.
Mr. McKinley has had some prior contact with the criminal justice system. He had a driving while license suspended in 2013, a domestic violence conviction in 2016, and an assault on a prison employee conviction in 2017. There were also charges dismissed in 2017. However, he has not had any contact with law enforcement since that time. Has been working here in the Lansing area as he reported to the court. He has family, extensive family here in the Lansing area, grew up here in Lansing. So we're asking the court to consider a personal recognizance bond or a low 10% bond on Mr. McKinley's behalf.
All right, thank you. So the court does look at those two factors, sir. I have no other information that's different from what Mr. Lee has provided the court or for what you have provided. This is a non-violent offense. The habituals that you have are the 2017 convictions of resist and obstruct and assault on a prison officer, but again, that's 7 years ago. So at this point, I will grant you a PR bond of $2,000, and there are going to be conditions of your release, sir. So first of all, do not possess, purchase, or consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a prescription. Do not leave the state of Michigan without permission from the court, and you're not allowed to possess or purchase any firearms, ammunition, or dangerous weapons. And you're going to have to report to pretrial services upon your release. That's a phone interview, so you do not have to appear in person on that unless you wanted to do so. That you'll have to get done in 48 hours. So if you're released today, tomorrow, or Tuesday is satisfactory.
Okay.
Also, do not miss any court dates and do not violate any state or local laws while you are on bond. Do you understand those conditions, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the rest of the matters we have here are collections, Mr. Lee. So did you have anything else for Mr. McKinley?
My only question on Mr. McKinley, Your Honor, was which judge was his case assigned to?
Oh, you know what? I apologize for that.
Stacy Buchanan.
Judge Buchanan.
Excellent. Thank you. I appreciate the help and
welcome.
wish you a good day, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. We'll see you next time.
Okay,
Thank
sounds
you.
good.
Okay, time to find another video, I guess. I don't want to watch collections. Give me a minute. Well, this one. Oh. I don't know if we figure it out together. I had this idea where I could like change the file name on the videos that we've watched, but It's not gonna happen. Who are we kidding? Also, I wanted to make a video about the struggle that I had getting into this dress today, but truth be told, I'm not in this dress. It won't zip up further, and I had to fucking fix it. So the struggle was real, but the win was not. French toast. Sorry, Jeremiah. Appreciate that. There was only 4 spots. I think French toast is pretty good. Do you have French? Oh, you don't have milk, Winter Witch. Well, you don't need milk for French toast, do you? A wee bit. I like brunch mostly to begin with. Like that's why I like it. Anyways. Okay, let's look at this one. Let's see what happens. Huh? You wanted pancakes. Well, I will tell you that pancake mix is super easy to make. You shouldn't need milk. There's got to be a water-based pancake recipe out there. Poor people don't always have milk. Oh, well, Jeremiah, I would like to know the biscuits and gravy recipe. Can you do, yeah, mimosas and bacon sounds delicious. Perfect. Is there not like a no milk? There's got to be for all the weird lactose people. Also, Winter Witch, check in your cupboard. Do you have any coconut milk? Sometimes you don't remember that you have a can of coconut milk. And that would lend itself well to pancakes, I think. Probably not biscuits and gravy. Also, if you have cream, you could use that and then water it down with milk, water, oat milk. The baby cows are gonna start. Yeah, I know pre-made pancake mix is the easy answer, but she's not. If she could go get milk. If she's gonna go get the pancake mix. But I do have water only pancake mix on hand almost at all times. It's like every second grocery shopping trip I buy them. Just because it is super duper easy. Also, pancakes freeze really well. So if you make a bigger batch, you can freeze them and then just put them in the toaster oven or I guess a regular oven to heat up. Mary, what did you say about eggs? Eggs, vanilla extract, scramble eggs, raw. Oh, that's for French toast. I also put a wee bit of cinnamon in the French toast if I make it. All right, let's see what this Kirkham case has for us. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Maybe we did do this. Did we do them? No, I would remember her name. It's like Gladianne. Yeah. Oh my God, we definitely did do that. Look at her tits. I'm terrible. Oh my God. Why would she wear this to court? She's got way more cleavage than I do. Jesus Christ.
One moment, please. Get the record started. Please unmute both of you. The 37th Circuit Court is back in session with the Honorable Brian K. Kirkham presiding. It is Wednesday, May 29th, 2024 at 11:30 a.m. And this is 2024-202 DM Gladrian Uselton versus Kyle Uselton.
Good morning to all of you, and I appreciate that you're able to accommodate the court schedule and appear early. Some testimony. Ms. Uselton, is Mr. Hill there?
Yes.
Okay. what I'll do is I'll have all three of you, Mr. Uzelton, Ms. Uzelton, and Mr. Hill, raise your right hand.
Okay. Okay. Is Mr. Hill the new baby daddy? And that is face ink. I think those are piercings. This is ink. This might be ink. Oh my god. Oh. Tits out for the lads. I'm a little bit baffled here. But do we think that the guy that has to testify that's with her is, because I haven't seen any part of this. So I'm assuming this is a divorce because they have the same last name. They are getting divorced. She's already had another baby, allegedly. And the new baby daddy's with her. That's what I'm guessing, but let's see what we got.
And we'll have you sworn in, then we'll proceed.
So raise
Raise your right hands.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Mr. Hill, I can't see you, so
I think he's in the waiting room.
Oh, so he is joining on his own device. Okay, I'm sorry. Is that Chris? What's the last name?
Hill.
Hill.
Moment, he's connected to audio.
I hope she's getting a discount, sweetie. And really, right? Like, for once in my life, I look more appropriate for court than she does. I mean, usually people are like, "Oh my god." I'm intrigued what's going on here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are suing somebody else. I don't know. I don't know.
One moment, his audio failed. He needs to try again. Oh, wait, maybe now. Can you hear us now, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Hill,
Mr. Hill, you have to unmute, hitting the mic on the lower left corner of your screen. Okay. Mr. Hill, still shows you're muted. Did you unmute yourself?
Yeah, like 3 times.
Okay, well, we can hear you. It's just somehow it's not doing it correct. What we're gonna do is have you raise your right hand. We'll have you sworn in, then we'll take some testimony at some point.
okay. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Okay, thank you. Start with you first, Ms. Uzelton. You filed a motion in this matter seeking to have the child Ronan determined not to be issue of this particular marriage.
I got
Just
it right.
for clarification, I don't know, how do you pronounce your son's middle name?
Zadif?
Zeta?
Zadif.
Zeta, okay. I'll do it phonetically. Okay, go ahead, ma'am. You can testify and let me know what you'd like me to be aware of.
So I had a child with Christopher Hill while still being married to Kyle Usselton, but I have filed a divorce and a motion for child born out of wedlock. There has also been a request to default on that divorce.
Okay. Regardless, we're only dealing with the issue of the paternity at this point. So when was the date of birth of the child?
February 10th of 2023.
Okay. And tell me, at the time that child was conceived, approximately 10 to, let's say about 9 to 10 months prior to that time.
I thought he was going to say 10 to whatever, like time wise. Oh my God. Wow.
Was in fact, did you engage in any sexual relations with Mr. Uselton?
No, sir.
And it says in your complaint for divorce that you separated on or about August 4, 2021. Did you have any sexual relations with Mr. Uselton after that date?
No, sir.
Okay. And at the time of conception of Ronan was in fact, you only engaged in sexual relations with Mr. Hill?
Yes.
And in this particular matter, has Mr. Hill acknowledged that he is the father of Ronan?
Yes, sir.
And has Mr. Hill, has he taken,
Yes, sir.
and does he and the child engage in a parent-child relationship?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I'll ask you, Mr. Uselton, in this complaint for divorce, she stated that the two of you had separated on or about August 4th, 2021. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
And had you had any sexual relations with the plaintiff after that date?
Yes, sir.
You did?
Yes, sir.
Oh, oh, you hoe, allegedly. Oh, alleged hoe. You just said no, and he's saying, yeah. This is hilarious. Ah, fucking savage. Now, what's Chris gonna think? What's Chris gonna think? But I was tattooing her. Right? Like, I go, this is hilarious. The plot thickens. Sweet tea for Mr. T Hill's tattoo inventory. Get some colors. Yeah, right? Thank you so much. Do. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't really mind tattoos, but I don't have any, which actually makes me the anomaly at a party or wherever you go these days. Because almost everybody has just a little something or other, you know? My goodness. So they did have sex. Let's see what happens. Also, who is sitting beside Kyle? Who's with Kyle right now? I can't tell the silhouette. Is it a man or a woman? I don't know. Let's find out. 14 tattoos or just the number 14 tattooed on you from the 90s? Some people like tattoos, some people it's not that thing. It's okay. I am just I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I'm just too indecisive. Um I watched some TikTok tattoo drama recently of this lady who gives like $100 tattoos and won't but like they're really sort of allegedly bad tattoos. And he or she's sort of unapologetic about them being like really bad tattoos. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. High pass. You can tell I should watch it. I noticed that. I did notice that. I was thinking, is he gonna call her out? But let's see. Let's see. Also, fun fact. Tattoos are really identifiable. So
Okay, when would have been the last time that you had sex?
It probably have been Probably it was before Rain was, or she was pregnant with Rain.
Okay, I need a date. I need a date. That doesn't.
I
tell me.
don't know. I didn't keep track of it because to me at the time, it wasn't anything that I needed to keep track of, Your Honor. It was, yeah, September, October. I mean, it was just a random occurrence.
September, October of
Last year. Year before last, sorry, 22. I'm sorry.
22, okay.
It was while I was with, you know.
Okay. Well, Ms. Hazelton, I'll ask you another question because this is contrary to your testimony. Did you in fact engage in sexual relations with Ms. Hazelton in September or October of 2022?
No, sir.
Okay.
I approve.
Do you guys hear what he just said? He said that hurts. Oh, he's still hung up on her. I'm gonna go back, hopefully 10 seconds. It'll probably be a minute. No, look at that.
I approve.
I believe him. I don't believe her. Allegedly.
And when you gave birth to Ronan, were you at term when you gave birth?
I know I was induced 3 weeks early.
Well, the judge is really pondering this one. I would say they would need a DNA test. That normally sometimes the testimonies are enough, but I don't know. Courtney's right though. Just videotape every encounter that you have, and then you can look back and prove that not only did she do it, but she liked it. That is an interesting question. It seems like he's looking for a workaround to be able to give them that divorce, right? Hi, Allie. Everybody said that in unison. Hi, Allie. Oh man. I wonder. I wonder. I mean, as long as you don't run out of room in your Google Drive, I guess.
Okay.
No, it was after Rain was born.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Hill, Ms. Hazelton has stated that in this particular matter that you had engaged in sexual relations with her at the time of conception of Ronan. Is that correct? I can't hear you. Did you answer? Mr. Hill?
Yeah.
You're not coming through, so.
And he found
All right,
it.
is that better?
Now you are.
Okay, cool.
And you heard my question. In fact, had you engaged in sexual relations with Ms. Hazelton at the time of conception?
Yes, sir.
No. Oozleton and Oozleton, so the top two people are married. She had a baby with Chris, the guy who's talking right now, and the controversy is that Kyle top shelf here, top shelf Kyle is saying, what is Kyle saying? Kyle's saying we boned. I don't, and he keeps mentioning rain. I don't know who a rain is. I know it's raining here. It's been raining all day. I live in a rainforest, so that's what happens. But Ronan, I thought the name was. And again, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Here is a great recommendation. If you are naming a child and you're like wondering, oh my God, what name should I give this child? And you don't really want like advice from other people, but you just want to know. I recommend you go to a public place, you go to a park, you go to a mall, and you yell that name, like scream that name as loud as you can. Because if you feel stupid when you do that, that should not be your baby's name, because you will inevitably be screaming that name. And if people look and are like, what the fuck? Pretty good sign. Not going to work.
Okay. And in this matter, have you been in Ronan's life since the child was born?
Much as I could be. We have a lot of different things going on where, I guess the best way to put it is I wasn't able to be around, due to a lot of different cases that were going on, a lot of random problems. I don't know too much about it because I was hardly involved. I mean, other than what was said here or there, like I wasn't face to face talk too much about what was actually going on, I guess.
Okay, well, let me ask you this way. You understand by acknowledging that you are in fact the biological father of Ronan, that it carries with it certain financial responsibility and obligations. You understand that?
As far as I know, yeah, if it's child.
Well, it might require medical expenses, child support, things of that
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah, I have 3 other children that I do the same thing for. I've always had a job. I've always had them
Okay.
under my medical.
Okay, well, my
I
question
definitely
is,
understand.
you understand if you acknowledge the paternity of that child, that you'll be accepting that responsibility.
Financial standpoint, it shouldn't make a difference.
Okay, dumbass. It does make a difference. Dumbass. Alleged dumbass. Sorry, this is bothering me. It really bothers me when people come to, like, this is not file your own paper if you're not a hundy p sure type of shit. Okay? This is get a lawyer to make sure that this is right kind of shit. And if you are like, what I read between the lines there is somebody had a no contact order against him, possibly a case of DV or something else, allegedly, possibly. And so he was not allowed to contact, or he was in jail, allegedly. I'm going to think either of those, because alternatively, weird. Also, Ed, good point, but in my jurisdiction anyways, the Vital Statistics Agency actually publishes a list every year. It's a database where you can search for the name of your child and how popular it is within the province that we live in. So some states may do the same thing, but basically you can look it up and see. Basically, the name has to have 5 or more instances of being registered on a birth certificate in order to make the list. And so once that and all the different kinds of spelling make the list in their own time. So, for example, I looked at the list and said, okay, no to the top 10, because I just didn't want, it will show you like, oh, there was 3,000. I don't want to say anybody's name. Let's just point out there's not 3,000 Paisleys, but you know what I mean. There are Victorias. There are Victorias in my area. Also, what movie was it that was filmed near here? I'm on Vancouver Island. And a lot of movies are actually filmed right on the island as well, but Stargate, I think, is Vancouver. But yeah. Anyways, so if you're interested, I bet your state or jurisdiction may indeed have a vital statistics list of all the baby names for a different year, and you can go back. So like you can go to your year and look at the name, basically the name like how popular the name is.
If I'm the child's dad, I'm gonna take care of him regardless. Like I'm not worried about financial circumstance. I can take
Okay.
care of that.
Well, do you acknowledge that you're Ronan's father?
I mean, as far as I've always been concerned, I thought I was, yeah. I mean, given the circumstance of this situation, you know what I mean? I know I only know as much as I know, and as far as I'm aware of.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. That's all I have for you. What the court will do in this matter, the court will determine that the child, that Ronan Zaphath Ray, is it Rain?
Yes.
Rain Uselton is in fact not issue of this marriage. Court notes it heard the testimony, some of it conflicting, but in any event, even based upon the defendant's own testimony, that if he did engage in sexual relations with the plaintiff, that it would have been only 5 months prior to the birth of the child. So it doesn't appear that he would be the biological father. The court can therefore rule him out as the biological father based upon the testimony of Mr. Hill. What?
Your Honor, I'd like to speak on what's going on, because I feel like a lot of stuff is missing and not being brought up for why I'm involved in the child's life.
Okay, the only question is
Wait, Kyle's involved in the child's life? This is so confusing. Order DNA. Somebody needs to ask for DNA. What is going on? Why don't they just ask for DNA? This seems ridiculous. Why would the judge make this finding? Nobody seems 100% sure on that. This is weird. This is very weird. Like, Chris, this is not the time for you to like just, oh, I'm gonna be a man, I'll take care of my responsibilities. Make sure that it's your responsibility. This is the place. Normally they do make you take the DNA test pass, but this is a divorce and it's a separate motion. It's not an emotion to establish paternity or to set out a parent-child relationship. It's to exclude the child as a oh God, what is the fucking word they use? It's really, really of issue of the marriage. That's what it is. Kyle had custody of the kid. Oh, right. Well, that'd be interesting too. Right? Steve? But anyway, so my there we go. I don't know let's see what happens here. We have like 3 minutes left for them to wrap it up. Let's see what they're gonna say.
were you engaged in sexual relations at the time of conception?
I've never ever once stated that I was Rain's biological father.
Okay,
I was brought into this.
That's fine.
So she lost custody of her son because of drugs, Your Honor. We were
Okay.
still married. I was given custody of the child because both the father and the mother were using methamphetamines. DHS and CPS brought me into this and gave me my son because we were still married.
Okay, when you say your son, are we talking about
Rain, or
Ronan?
yes.
Okay,
That is the only reason I am even involved in any of this at all. Because I said yes, that I would raise him as my own. Gladrian asked me, told me that my son deserves a good father, and is the only reason I stepped forward. Mr. Hill, from what I know, still uses meth. He is not supposed to be around my father by DHS authority. From the last thing I've ever heard, when anything has happened with the custody of my son, the past in December and in February, I believe, the last court hearings for Miss Usselton, I wasn't even involved. And I should have been, because I have full custody of Rain.
okay, you have full custody. How do
I
you have
have-
full custody?
You do
Because
not.
DHS,
Okay, well, they can't grant you custody. They can grant you possession of the child, but they cannot grant you custody.
so what has happened between then and now to where I haven't been informed of anything court related to my son? He has my last name. He was given to me under the supervision of DHS.
Bud, you should not, you should have probably brought an attorney. Really, really seriously. If you are taking care of this child, this is great. If you are serious about it, this is great. But you should have an attorney. Oh my God. Oh, it makes me a little bit sick, in fact, because, oh, yeah. Although I wonder how DHS feels about him fucking her while she's pregnant.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this, and we can cut this short. Are you seeking to make a custody, again, determination on your son that he should be in your custody?
Yes.
Okay, well, then that will be beyond the scope of this particular hearing. We're going to need to have a separate hearing as it relates to best interest factors, which is much more lengthy. So, and the court is not capable at this point of making a determination that Mr. Hill is the child, because he said he always thought he was, but that's not dispositive. So what the court will do is the court will set a separate hearing, and then we can address all of the issues as it relates to the best interest of the child test.
Can I address one more thing, Your Honor?
Nope, we're gonna have a
Please.
separate hearing. No, we're gonna have a separate hearing. You can address anything you want at the separate hearing.
I want to know where my son is now.
Okay.
I haven't seen him in over a month, Your Honor.
Okay, then what you need to do in the divorce case, this case, you need to file a motion for custody, parenting time, whatever.
Shouldn't have to.
Okay? Okay. Okay, we'll do that, and
What was that? Was that him shushing Jesus? How dare you, Judge?
we're gonna have a
Please.
separate hearing. No, we're gonna have a separate hearing. You can address anything you want at the separate hearing.
I want to know where my son is now.
Okay.
I haven't seen him in over a month, Your Honor.
Okay, then what you need to do in the divorce case, this case, you need to file a motion for custody, parenting time, whatever.
Shouldn't have to.
Okay? Okay. Okay, we'll do that, and we'll give you, we'll be in contact with you and set up a hearing date in which we can make that determination. But you're gonna have to establish that it is in the child's best interest that the child remain in your care and custody, okay? You can file the motion before that, we can address it before that hearing, but that will be the parameters of that particular hearing, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, we'll be in touch with you and set up a hearing then.
That was either the court clerk or because the judge isn't in the courtroom. I know that because I watch him so much that you can tell that's a background he has of the courtroom, but I've seen him sit at that desk. So the remotely, and the courtroom above him there is there, but that noise didn't come from there. It came from the judge. It sounded like Jesus. I think that's the guy's name. I imagine that, and I've heard clerks do this before. The next step of the process might be to set a different type of hearing. They may have been offering to do that, and the judge doesn't want to do that because this is a very sticky and tenuous situation, which needs to be handled delicately. And so I don't doubt that it could have just been him being like, no, we're not doing that, even though they may do that normally, allegedly, possibly. I feel funny when I have to like put the, I don't know, hedge my words, I guess. Anyways, we have time for one more before we're gonna break, and then it is members only a little bit later. So that was crazy. I'll try and keep an eye on that and see what happens. I always keep an eye on that court, so. Ding, 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 ding. The one, that's not the one, that's not the one. Is it that one? No. Let's members only, which is 7:05 Eastern time. Oh, I have to add it. Such a dumbass.
Do this, Ms. Smith, is because we're still in open court. And if we're going to hold it by Zoom, by streaming and broadcasting, that fulfills our requirements to be an open court, okay? Okay. Okay, we are back. Go ahead. Any other questions you have, Mr. Combs?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Court finds that it has jurisdiction over both parties.
So obviously this is like the second part of this case, or the fucking verdict. Hold on before we go on. I'm gonna look and see if I have more of it. Because it's not fun. God, what's it called? I'm looking. Oh my God. My name is Paisley, and I am addicted to court. I have too much of it. Whatever. We'll just watch it.
Mr. Michael Smith filed this divorce and got temporary orders, and then he quit corresponding with the court. Service has been attempted on him by certified mail, both to him and his attorney of record. They have not responded. The court does find the parties to be incompatible. The court does grant the divorce for incompatibility.
Ouch. In absentia? That's so strange. How strange is that, MB? That there's an attorney of record who did not respond. Don't they have an obligation to respond even if they're not getting paid? At least to go to the court and explain that? I find that really strange. Was it a fake attorney? Like, that seems really odd to me. Right? Right? Also, Sweet Tea, you said that you thought for a while that this was my actual kitchen. That reminds me, one time somebody told me once that when they first watched my channel, they thought that I was married. And when I used to cook in the kitchen, they thought that I was cooking for my husband. Oh, why is that so laughable?
There are 3 children of this marriage. 2 have reached the age of majority, Paxton and Braxton. Traxton is 15.
Oh no, Traxton and Braxton? No, 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 no. Like that's not on the list. And Claxton too? No.
And Traxton will be in the Paxton and Braxton. Traxton is 15, and Traxton will be in the primary custody of Lori Smith. And at this time, because the family has not heard from Mr. Michael Smith, I'm going to grant sole custody to Lori unless and until the court hears from Mr. Michael Smith. That way she won't need to try to get his signature for any other records. Okay. Mr. Smith took his property that he apparently wanted to take when he walked out. So any other property remaining in the house is the property of Lori Smith. The remaining marital debts are the taxes on the house. The court will grant an order that Mr. Michael Smith is responsible for half of that tax obligation. And Ms. Smith, you'll need to work with Mr. Combs and the county so that he can put the amount in the journal entry as to the total amount owed, half of which Mr. Michael Smith owes you. Now, you need to be aware, Ms. Smith, that even though I've ordered him to pay half, that does not change your obligation with the county, okay? So you'll need to pay.
AKA pay him or pay the county and then sue him for the money later because otherwise you'll be in trouble.
Pay those taxes and you can locate him half from him. But I cannot force the county or anyone else you owe debts to not hold you accountable for the entirety of the loan. So you're still responsible for all of it. He has to reimburse you half. Okay?
Even with his name on the taxes.
Well, I understand his name's
Yeah,
on, but
I
both
got it.
your names
Okay.
are on it. And so, yeah, if you only pay half the tax, eventually they're going to foreclose and sell your house for a tax lien. So what you do is you pay it all and get reimbursement from him when you can. Okay? So he is obligated to pay his half, but I cannot change your legal obligation to others you owe money to. I don't have that power, not in a divorce. Okay?
Yeah.
So you still need to find a way to get that satisfied.
Yeah.
Okay? Court does grant you full ownership of the house.
Wait, when is he responsible for taxes forever? Or just this tax year? That seems very odd. Hmm. Hmm.
The equity he has accrued is going to you in lieu of having paid child support and or maintenance these past 2 years. Now, Mr. Combs, again, if you can show that you can retroactively go back, then we'll deal with the actual amount that he still owes. Okay? But she's awarded the house in its entirety. Anything else you need for the journal entry, Mr. Combs?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. And please indicate we're leaving open the issues of past due child support, past due maintenance, and future child support and future maintenance. And then work with Ms. Harper and file an appropriate motion. And let's deal with those issues. Okay?
All right, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Smith, be aware that even though your divorce is final today, there is an appeal window of 30 days, so you cannot remarry. And if an appeal is filed within the next 30 days, do not remarry during the appeal time. Okay?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about
Okay.
that. We're good on that. Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Combs, I'll
we
look
wanna go
for your
back-
order.
If we want to go back to our maiden name, do we do that?
Are you wanting to go back to your maiden name?
Please don't let it be something Axton. I couldn't live with that.
Yeah,
Okay, well, that would be done now. What is your
Yeah.
maiden name?
Becker.
Okay, the court grants you your maiden name back. So your
Thank
full
you.
name is going to be Lori. What's your middle name?
Diane.
Diane Becker. Okay, and you will have the obligation then to notify the appropriate people that you've changed your name.
Okay,
And usually you use a copy of the journal entry of divorce decree showing your name change as proof that you've changed your name.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else today, Mr. Combs?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any questions, Ms. Smith?
No, well, I do have one. I don't know. I just was gonna ask it. My kid wants to change his name. So do they just do that on another time, like on
Yes.
another papers and time? Okay. Okay.
The two that have turned 18, they can apply and do a petition for a name change.
That's what I was,
If your minor child is wanting to change name, you'll have to file that paperwork as his next best friend.
okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You can talk to Mr. Combs about how all that works.
All righty.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else today?
Not off the top of my head, I don't think. I think we
Okay.
covered most of it.
Okay. Prepare the orders, Mr. Combs, and submit them, please.
All right.
Good luck to you and your
Thank
children.
That was it. That was all. That's all she wrote. Um, Please keep in mind when we make fun of people, what they're wearing, what their name is, all that kind of stuff. It's all in good fun. Children don't choose their own name generally, but sometimes we've seen it. I hope that you all have a wonderful evening. We do have members only coming up in just about half an hour. Reminder, it's going to be fun. We are going to be watching some British people try a few American classics for the first time. And I will tell you some of my experiences with these American classics, and we'll have a good time. So remember first that I love you. I am proud. Oh, and it's already set up, so you can go hang out there if you want already. Reminder, I love you. I am proud of you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.